It's a good start. Hey, what is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, we're here at Bradford Park, and we're gonna be working on something very specific. We're gonna be working on disking down and throwing straighter and more pure shots than ever with some of the new backhand form that I've been developing over the last couple of months. We all try and throw farther, we all try and throw harder, we all try and improve our distance, but where I think that distance becomes the most useful and where that power becomes the most useful is when you're disking down to your fairways, your mids, and your putters, and you're able to put them on longer, straighter, and more effective lines to get yourself more birdies. But my goal is to really try and stretch out the mid-range and the fairway game and really put that power to use, because throwing farther is cool, but throwing your mids and your fairways longer and straighter, in my opinion, is much cooler. All right, I don't have the judge today. We've got a Wizard and a KC Pro Aviar, which I haven't putted with these Aviars in a long time, but honestly, it just feels like I'm back home. Yep. All right, that's a good start. Also, absolutely loving the Elite XS. If you like the style points of discontinued discs, I would get yourself one of these because they're absolutely fire. Hole 2 is a 460-foot par 3. This is one that it's been a really long-term goal of mine to get this birdie with a backhand. It's a very far throw for me. We're going to try out these Echo DD3s. I know I said today's focus is on the mid-ranges and the fairway drivers. We'll get there, I promise. But I can't get there with a mid-ranger and a fairway on a 460-foot hole. I'm just not that guy. So we're going to try some Echo DD3s. It's a good line. I think it's still a bit short. That's a better shot power-wise. I think this hole's still out of my reach backhand. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there that can relate to this. I feel like I can access my athleticism on the forehand so much easier than on the backhand. The more I work on it, the better I get. But overall, the forehand just comes so much more naturally to me. I definitely have a long-term goal to get the backhand on par with the forehand and get that just crispy, effortless, 430 to 475 with very little effort on the backhand. So it's fun to have goals, it's fun to have things to strive for, but my backhand has come a long way and I'm continuing to get a lot better. So this is the kind of hole where I would normally forehand a fairway driver, get myself just a nice little spike hyzer, but I feel like after all this training I should be able to just backhand to mid, get something that's just going to go from left to right the whole way. MRV. Just like that. Wow, went a bit long with the MRV. That is definitely a new capability. And that was like a dead straight line laser beam. That's a throw I'm really happy with. And that's the kind of shot I want to just be able to replicate and do repeatedly all the time. And that's one of the things I've been working towards. That shot is significantly more important to me than throwing 475 to 500 feet on a max distance line. Where I feel like I'll truly benefit as a golfer is being able to push my mids, 300, 350, push those fairway drivers 350 to 375. And I feel like being able to throw those longer, straighter lines with slower discs, I think that type of shot is what separates the touring pros from just your average everyday player. So you do need that fast arm speed, but that fast arm speed is going to help you channel those slower discs into straighter and more professional lines. And that's what I'm searching for. I'm not just searching for distance. I'm searching for the power to throw the shot shapes that I want to throw. Hole 4 is only 305 feet, but the grade is so steep that it winds up being a driver hole for most people, and you still need about 450 feet of power to successfully get up and around the corner of the baskets through this opening and then over to the left. So we're going to try out the Echo DD3 one more time. Let's channel that same energy from the MRV shot. I could hear that I hit a root there. This tee shot had quite a bit of steam on it, and it hit this root right here. It definitely had the juice to skip into the circle, which is something I'm very happy with. Got it. Oh. I'm team zinger. Zone ringer is absolute fire. That, once it's PDGA approved, is straight into the bag forever. Comment below, team zinger or team zanger? All right, hole 5, 280 feet. This is typically all day a mid-range hole for me, something like the Fuse, something like the Meteor, something I know that's a little bit flippier and a little bit faster than a putter. But in a perfect world on a shot shape like this, you should just be able to put a putter on hyzer, get it to just flip straight, and just hold the line as putters are supposed to do. So we're gonna try doing exactly that. And that's that quintessential putter flight that I am looking for on these 300 and in kind of holes. I'd love to be able to just throw my dead straightest option. I think that short term, you're gonna have a lot of different issues when you're learning to throw your putters harder. But I think long term, you're gonna be so much more successful throwing discs that will stay straighter for longer. This is definitely a big confidence builder for the rest of the round, because I've never parked this hole with a putter. I've only ever gotten this birdie with a mid-range, and I didn't have to rely on hitting a root or a tree to kick a faster disc towards the basket. I just threw a putter down the line, and it being a slow disc, it slowed down and just parked itself next to the basket. All right, those last few throws on the last hole felt kind of super snappy and rubber bandy with those putters. So I'm gonna try and do the same thing with the Crave here. See if we can't get a similar kind of effect. Oh, I like that. Maybe just a hair too stable, but another throw I'm very happy with. Let's just try one more. So that felt pretty snappy and pretty low effort. I think I came up a little bit short, but that sort of ease of effort on the throw is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for throwing the disc far enough without having to try very hard and keeping it super straight. So I would consider that a win. All right, that throw felt, again, very low effort, very rubber bandy, and very just controlled and straight. And that's the feeling that I'm going for, just point and shoot disc golf. Can't be mad about getting in the circle. Man, I love this putter. All right, hole 7 is not a backhand hole at all, in my opinion. So we'll throw an Elite Z Reaper on the flick. It's just hard for me not to do that, because that's absolutely parked. Paul Macbeth had been known to enjoy the Reaper from time to time, very early in his Discraft days. Now he's got some other discs he likes, but I would highly recommend the Reaper. It's a little bit more shallow than your traditionals, like super overstable, kind of 9-speed-ish. Just not quite as deep, and just feels really comfortable. Maybe it's not quite as wide. I think it might be an 8-speed more so. Might even be a 7-speed, but these just don't feel fast. They're not very deep. I just feel like that makes it a little easier to get like a more controlled release. But anyway, Elite Z Reaper is a heck of a disc. All right, this is hole 8A. This is a hole where old me would kind of hyzer flip a flippy 9-speed, but I think I can get away with throwing something a little slower. We've got the Elite Z XS here. It's also a bit more stable than what I would throw in the past. And I think with the same kind of technique, just trusting a nice hard flat shot, doing more of like a Gannon line, I think also that type of throw will help add consistency, because there's less variables to mess with when I'm not relying on the hyzer flip. Just kind of being able to force something over that's a little bit more stable. Come on, swing. I threw that exactly how I wanted to, but just wasn't quite stable enough. All right, let's try this overstable leopard with just a hair more hyzer. Swing. Right there's 2 shots again. Very happy with. The throws are feeling very just like, they're feeling nice and whippy. The first 3 holes or so didn't feel this way. I changed something unconsciously and it's feeling good. I just feel like my arm is following my body almost effortlessly. It just feels like I'm just kind of whipping the disc. It's a nice feeling. It's getting me that sort of effortless pop that I've been searching for a long time now. We got the KC Pro AVR. It's been feeling good inside the circle. I might have to switch back to AVRs. That thing's feeling so good. Try the still flippy but slightly more stable Echo DD3. Oh, did I do it? No. Oh. I think that's just outside the circle, and I am super happy with that. That felt really easy. All right, so we did clear the gap. We made it out to the opening. The DD3 came up just a little bit short, so we're about maybe 20 feet short of the circle 1, which is a great opportunity to throw ye old zinger. I love that disc for these like stable kind of floaty throw-in attempts. I like to throw my Berg dead straight at the basket from distance or on like slight hyzers. But when I can do those little kind of helicopter-y anhyzer shots, like, yeah, I could probably jump putt this, but it's super fun to go for the throw-in. And I can do it with so much confidence because the zinger is just so overstable. I think the zinger is gonna go into most Discraft players' bags. I know there's a lot of people that are liking the Zanger, but I mean, I think we all know the Zinger is actually a better disc than the Zanger, but I don't know, people just don't know what they want. Team Zinger, Team Zanger, comment below. Well, all right, well, it's obviously gonna take a few more months, maybe even years of practice to truly master it, but I really starting to feel like something's coming together here with this little bit of whip action I'm getting. But the long-term goal that we're gonna be shooting for is throwing the disc longer and straighter, particularly with slower discs. Obviously, I threw still a good amount of drivers in today's video. So I'm aware of that. That's not exactly the point of the video, but I still feel like I'm getting a little bit more spin and speed a lot more easily. Something definitely clicked for me there where the disc is like, definitely feels like I'm getting more of a slingshot effect where I'm not really using my arm all that much at all, and it just feels very clean and very natural. So hopefully this is something to continue to build on. Shout out to my sponsors, Disc Golf Deals USA. Go buy Frisbees over there. I have a discount code in the description below. And go pre-order the brand new V4 disc golf backpack. The pre-order's been going, and you guys have already bought a ton of them. I'm super excited to hear what all you guys think about the V4. This is the best disc golf bag I've ever used. I've compared it directly to, you know, the other major bag brands. And when it comes to the details, no bag is better than the V4. Every detail you could possibly worry about as a disc golfer, a competitive disc golfer, just an overall enjoyer of the sport, the V4 covers every single detail you could be worried about. But anyway, you can use my discount code over there as well. ICE20 saves you 20% on the pre-order. So go do that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and take care.